Hey, so on this session, I wanted to go through and give a post-surgery update. So as I mentioned in my last video that I had a nasal surgery on the 27th of June, and they went through and they did a turbinectomy and a septoplasty, which is fixing my deviated septum up here and the turbinates, which are the flaps and the noses up here. They went through and they reduced the size of the inferior, which is the lower and largest flap, the turbinate in the nose, to supposedly clear the nasal obstruction that's in my nose. And I gotta tell you, the pain of the day after, I was pretty much numb, a little bit of air going in and out, but starting on the next day, probably from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it was absolute hell, agony, misery. I mean, you name it. Even though there was nothing up there, I didn't get any kind of packing, I didn't get any kind of splints put in the nose, and I don't know if the splints were supposed to be used as like a placeholder or a form holder to hold the form in the nose, or if they was just supposed to be able to give some kind of breathing passageway. But those 3 days, I kind of wish I had splints, because I was so completely blocked up, even though there was nothing in there, because my nose and head had a lot of internal trauma. I guess the entire nose, sinus cavity, everything in there was completely swollen and inflamed. And I tell you, I couldn't get air in or out, and the only avenue for breathing was definitely the mouth. So constant dry mouth, trying to have to adjust to 2-3 hours of sleep on and off throughout the days and nights. And it wasn't until Thursday that all of the sinus pressure and head pressure that was built up in there, I swear that it almost felt like my head was about to explode if, I didn't even have my mouth to be able to, breathe out of. And that's with trying to do the sinus wash, with it so plugged up, the sodium water, which is I guess it's sodium bicarbonate, sodium chloride. Anyways, there's a lot of salt in the sinus wash, which is basically just a saline solution, which is mainly salt. So like I said, with that, the backwash of the salt going down my throat, it's constantly sitting there and plugging up, it's dripping out of the same hole, not draining to the other side. It was fucking miserable, horrible. And I tell you, yeah, so pretty much following into the weekend, I had my follow-up post-surgery appointment on the following Monday. Went in, and the doctor goes, "What is wrong with your sinuses?" We went there, we cleared out everything, fixed your deviated septum, basically took like the bone that's right here, that's where it's supposed to be straight. Apparently it's like curved to the side or something. So took that out. He claims that he reduced the turbinates down next to nothing, and he made a joke if we can fit like a small wagon up there. And he goes, "Why is it still inflamed?" It's like, "Doc, why are you asking me why? You should be telling me why. Don't you know?" So, and he goes, "Your turbinates are crazy. They are still inflamed. Are they still trying to heal, or are they done?" So, I'm giving it the 2-3 weeks of post-surgery to heal, with the stitches up the nose. Of course, that's not very comfortable. Just trying to barely just touch the nose going up, or moving, just the upper part of the nose. It's, the pain. I was on Percocet for a week. I tell you, right after the surgery, Whew, that was some strong stuff. The anesthesia, I mean, that thing knocked out a horse. Okay, pretty much, yeah. Once they started rolling you on the hospital floor, the next thing you know, you wake up and you're in pain. They take things out, and you're like, "What the hell happened to me? What the hell did you do to me?" You know. And it's like, that anesthesia is a way to knock somebody else and pretty much have your way with them or do whatever you want to them, and they wouldn't know what the hell happened. Aside from if you really dismember some parts of them or something. But now it's like, I mean, I had to piss like I don't know what. All right, it's like, yeah, the nurse goes, yeah, they really pumped you full of fluid. And it's like, no shit. I feel like my bladder and kidneys about to bust here, but yet, I'm over there standing in front of the toilet and having a urinal in front of me, and it's like, are you okay? Can you go? Are you okay? Can you go? Woman, please, will you let me try to concentrate and force the pee out here? Because my bladder and kidney feel like it's about to explode, but yet it feels like my penis has pretty much been corked up with a plug or something that is like, it feels like you glued the tip of my penis so that nothing can come out, all right? So let me get some mental power and preparation to force the pee out, okay? Force the urine out. And I mean, it was like, stood there for a minute or two. I mean, going in like a few ounces here, every 2-3 minutes, I gotta go again. Because it was like, I swear, they were pumping me so full. My kidney was over there kidney and bladder was over there being swollen of like, dude, I need to go. And it's like, all right, penis, kidney, bladder, all of them trying to work in unison. It's like, all right, and bladder's full, kidneys can't filter anymore, and it's like, but penis is not letting, the fluid out. And it's like, damn you, anesthesia. Damn you, whatever the hell else that they gave me. Oh, man. So, yeah, that was pretty much, that in a nutshell. So I came back to work on Wednesday. I tell you, I was drained by 4 p.m. I was about knocked out. After I left and came back, I was pretty much in bed by the time I got back from 5 and 6, getting some food, and I was in bed till the next day till 7. So it was, yeah. But I mean, during those 2-3 days afterwards where I was so severely congested, I mean, I sounded like Darth Vader, even worse with every single word I was trying to mutter out was, can you understand me? I was so heavily congested that it was bad. It was bad. And like I said, it wasn't until Thursday that let up, and now I guess I'm getting back to more of what is common, and accustomed. But yeah, I can still feel the stitches up in there. The doc says that they're absorbable stitches, so I'm guessing they dissolve in there, or they fall off, or they just get naturally absorbed, biodegradable, something along those lines. So, yeah, and I definitely had periods of being able to in and out. I still haven't fully gotten the full breath from both nostrils. The doctor still claims it's all allergy based. Honestly, I find that so hard to believe that all of this is just due to allergies, unless it is like the most severe case in the world or something. Because even when I first went to the ENT specialist, he goes, and this was when I was severely plugged up coming back from Wisconsin, because I was using Afrin, and even though it cleared me for a few hours, I mean, it got to the point where I was pretty much on Afrin for like a month, and I go, don't use this for 2 or 3 days, more than that. And I was getting to where I was like pumping in, like squirting up the whole bottle up my nose, and I still couldn't breathe. But then I tried something, I think it was like 4-all or all-4, something like that, and that started to clear me up just a bit. But I mean, it was a huge scare for me because I literally was completely blocked up and suffocated if I closed my mouth, because I couldn't get air in or out. And it was just like one of those airtight seals of the flaps over some kind of hole and covering, where when you try to breathe in, it's completely blocked. It's like watertight, airtight. And I mean, that was a huge scare for me coming back. And like I said, when I went to the ENT, he goes, wow, you had the worst case of severe allergic rhinitis that I've ever seen so far. And that was when, like I said, my nose was completely blocked up with the flaps and everything. And I mean, he got me on some stronger steroids for the nose and the prescription stuff. Like I said, this was the time when I didn't have insurance, prescription, $300, you know, and it's like out of pocket. And honestly, I can only afford, 2 months of that. But those 2 months, it got me back down to pre what I was. So I couldn't fully breathe, but I wasn't as stuffed up. I was always in the 30 to 50%, maybe going through one nostril with that. And so it's like, doc, really, is surgery going to help? That's an option I want to look at, because we've tried all these allocation medicines, tried them in the past, didn't do a damn for me. I've been on these medications before, as much as cleaning the house and getting the hypoallergenic, pillows and bed covers and doing what I can and cleaning up the place to make it as allergen free as possible and stuff. It's, I still have this, and it's like, well, I propose that we go through with the turbinate reduction and fix the deviated septum as well. And so, like I said, it was a few months after that, and he goes, so that's where we are, bringing up us to the present here. So, like I said, because I want to give it another week or so, well, pretty much finish off the end of July to, I guess, the recovery period of my nose, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But I feel it's more of a true recovery when I really can't feel the stitches and they're gone or absorbed or something. So until then, I'm probably going to still continue the sinus wash, probably for another month or so with that. But like I said, I'm over there being stuck on heavily the nasal spray and Zyrtec. The allergen is like, yeah, I tried Claritin, I tried Benadryl, other over-the-counter stuff, and like I said, my insurance is a piece of shit, alright? I'm not even looking forward to the hospital and surgery bill that's going to be coming in. They claim that they're going to be paying, the 80% and I the 20%, in addition to my high deductible of $2,500, and it's like calling for, are you or are you not going to cover me? And it's like, well, after you pay your $2,500, yeah, we should be able to pay the 80% of that, but just know that you shouldn't have to pay more than $5,000 out of pocket. We're not saying that you have to pay $5,000, but if you did, you shouldn't have to pay more than $5,000. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of answer is that? Okay, so that's where it is on that. But yeah, so I have that for everything, so we'll see how it goes. But like I said, right now, more often than not, I'm pretty much I'm able to get a whole lot more air, at least through one nostril, and they seem to fluctuate between left and right. Usually during the day it's not so bad, but like I said, it's mainly at night when it really matters, because when you're trying to sleep, you want to be able to get the full breath of, you know, being able to sleep. But compared to what I was so far, it seems to be progressing, you know. We'll see how that goes with that update, you know, with the nose, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that. But right now, it's still tough with being able to, you know, touch and move and wiggle, and even sneezing or trying to blow the nose and clear the stuff out. So there's limited stuff I can do. So I guess that's where the sinus wash comes in, at least for a while, until I can fully blow the nose and other methods of cleaning the nostrils inside and stuff. But yeah, you know, I just wanted to give that update to my viewers of, you know, that's pretty much the post-surgery update on that. So you know, on that note, I guess I'll see you guys and gals next time.